Here is your Radio Theater Channel weekly podcast for download. The RTC still has the very best old-time radio on the live streaming. And if it's music you love, tune in to the RTC Music Channel, where this link and many others are on our website at oldtimeradiolisten.com. Now, here's Jim.
Hello and welcome to the RTC Weekly Download. I'm your host, Jim Dolan, and welcome to this New Year's Eve program. We have a selection of a few shows for you here that I hope you'll enjoy. First, we'll start off with Jack Benny and Returning Christmas Gifts. This is from 1941. After that, we have Lum and Abner and Fred Allen, so stay tuned.
J-E-L-L-O. The Jell-O program starring Jack Benny with Mary Livingston, Phil Harris, Dennis Day, and yours truly, Don Wilson. The orchestra opens the program with Moon Over Tarzana. Bright and gay and so exciting, quick and thrifty and inviting, full of flavor, rich and mellow, all together, this spells Jell-O. Yes, friends, Jell-O is certainly an all-around good dessert. It's a dessert that has everything, rich, shimmering colors that tell you here's a mighty swell treat, and a world of grand, intriguing flavor. Flavor so pleasing, so refreshing, so downright satisfying, that it rivals the real juicy ripe fruit itself. Jell-O is easy to prepare, too. One of the simplest and quickest desserts you can possibly serve. And, of course, you can treat the family to a delightful Jell-O dessert for only a few pennies. So order Jell-O tomorrow, choosing any or all of Jell-O's 6 delicious flavors: strawberry, raspberry, cherry, orange, lemon, or lime. Incidentally, strawberry and raspberry Jell-O are now better than ever. Both have a new, improved flavor obtained by using a natural flavor base artificially enhanced. Try these grand flavors and enjoy Jell-O's rich, distinctive goodness. Serve a tempting mold of Jell-O tomorrow. Moon Over Tarzana, played by the orchestra. And now, ladies and gentlemen, this being the 5th day of January, we bring you a man who is still doing his Christmas shopping, Jack Benny.
Thank you. Hello again, this is Jack Benny talking. And Don, when you saw me in that department store yesterday, I wasn't shopping. I was exchanging some of my Christmas gifts.
Well, that's quite a coincidence. I was doing the same thing. Would you believe it, Jack? 3 different friends gave me electric razors.
You think that's bad? I got enough bottles of cologne to have people whistle at me for the next 10 years. No kidding, Don. I must have gotten 25 bottles of that stuff.
Oh, what are you going to do with it all?
I gave it to Rochester, and he's going to throw a cocktail party. He mixes it with orange ice and calls it a Central Avenue lullaby. But when you saw me in that store, Don, I was only exchanging the gift Phil Harris gave me.
You were? Why, Phil told me he gave you a lovely present.
Oh, it was lovely, yes, but I don't know, I didn't feel right in it.
Oh, well, you shouldn't have exchanged it, Jack. You'll hurt his feelings.
I don't care whether I hurt his feelings or not. I'm too old for an Indian suit. I don't know what's the matter with Phil. He gives the darndest Christmas present. Last year, he sent me a manhole cover. Imagine a manhole cover.
Oh, yes, I remember that. What'd you ever do with it, Jack?
What could I do? I put Home Sweet Home on it and hung it on the wall. And I wish you could have seen what the... Oh, hello, Mary.
Hello, Jack. Happy New Year, Don.
Same to you, Mary.
What about me? No wonder you wouldn't thank me for the swell time I showed you New Year's Eve. You didn't even phone me.
I want to do it big. I'm going to hire a skywriter.
It won't be necessary. You know, Don, I took Mary to the Wilshire Bowl, and boy, was I raring. At the stroke of 12, I grabbed a horn and blew the old year right out.
You did, huh?
Yep.
And at 12:01, Jack put the horn in his pocket and said, "Let's go home."
Mary, the only reason I suggested going home early was because I didn't want to have a hangover the next day.
A hangover from what? Breaking balloons?
Listen, Mary, don't try to give the impression that I'm an old dodo. I was the life of the party. I had you on that dance floor every minute.
Anything to keep me from eating.
You ate, sister. Believe me. You had the special T-bone steak with French fried potatoes and choice of 2 vegetables, including tax, $1.29. You know very well you had a swell time.
Okay, I had a swell time.
You darn tootin'.
Say, Mary, is Jack a good dancer?
I couldn't tell. That was the first time I ever did the turkey trot.
That wasn't the turkey trot at all. I was doing the la conga.
The la conga?
Yes. Couldn't you hear me going? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, What'd you think that was?
I thought your rheumatiz was giving you the biz.
That was very funny, Mary. You know, I wonder why you and Phil don't quit this program and get one of your own. Harris and Livingston, every week an audition. You're too smart for this show. Oh, hello, Dennis.
Hello, Mr. Benny. Happy New Year.
Same to you, kid.
Is anybody in aspirin? Oh, boy, what a head I got.
Why, Dennis, I'm ashamed of you.
I bumped it getting out of my car.
Oh, I see.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. You can bump your head. I thought you meant you'd been celebrating too freely. By the way, Dennis, where did you go New Year's Eve?
I went there. Don't worry.
Oh. Okay. Say, I wonder what's keeping Phil.
You went where, Dennis?
Never mind.
I went there every night, just like you told me to.
All right. Say, Don, have you seen...
Dennis, where have you been going every night?
Mary, it's none of your business.
It's a good picture, all right, but gee, I can't laugh all the time.
Dennis, please.
I'd rather go back to mowing your lawn.
Now, Dennis, I don't want to hear another word about it.
Why, Jack Benny, do you mean to say you've been sending the kid downtown to laugh at your picture every night?
Mary, I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, Dennis, it's time for your song. So let's have it.
My girl laughed at Fred Allen, but don't worry, I kicked her.
Now, Dennis, everybody's waiting for your song, so let's have it, please. What's it going to be?
A brand new number called I'm Gonna Round Up My Love.
That'll be fine. Go ahead. And by the way, if your girl thinks Fred Allen is so funny, get another one. Mary, stop looking at me like that. Do you hear?
Oh, brother.
That kid wouldn't babble so much.
I'm a roaming cowhand, singing as I ride. For my gal I'm a-searching and a-needing her by my side. I'm gonna round up my love, gonna win her tonight in the prairie moonlight. I'm gonna round up my love, gotta make her agree who belong to only me. Then together we'll ride high, and together we'll sing low. Side by side, roaming the range, we'll go. I'm gonna lasso my gal, gonna make her my pal. I'm gonna round up my love. Yippee, yippee, I ride high. Yippee, yippee, oh, sing low. Side by side, roaming the range, we'll go. I'm gonna lasso my gal, gonna make her my pal. I'm gonna round up my love.
That was I'm Gonna Round Up My Love, sung by Dennis Day. There you are, Dennis. That was swell. You were in very good form.
Thanks, Jack.
Jack? Why, Dennis, what's come over you? You've always called me Mr. Benny.
Well, I saw so much of you last week, I feel like we're old friends.
Oh, I see what you mean. But you know, Dennis, I kind of like the idea of your calling me Mr. Benny. It adds a little dignity to the program and shows your respect for me.
Do you want me to call you Mr. Benny, too?
That won't be necessary, Mary.
Gee, I can call him Jack.
And now, folks.
Wait till the girls at the May Company hear about this.
Now, wait a minute. Don't get smart, Miss Livingston.
Oh, do call me Mary.
Now, cut that out! You asked me a question, I answered it. Now, let's forget it. Well, look who finally breezed in.
Hiya, Jackson. Am I late?
No, Phil. We realize that taking up a half hour of your valuable time once a week is quite an imposition.
Now, hold on, Jackson.
In fact, Phil, I think that next Sunday I'm going to have a microphone installed across the street in the pool room so you can say hiya, folks, without putting your cue down. Would you care for that?
Now, before you bawl me out, Jackson, I want to tell you that I'm a changed man. You're looking at the new Harris.
Oh, I am, eh?
I'm not kidding.
No.
On January the 1st, I made a resolution. I'm going to cut out smoking, cut out drinking, cut out gambling, and I'm going to cut out staying up so late.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. When are you going to cut out running after women?
When they stop running.
I thought so. Well, Phil, here's another resolution for you during this new year. Why don't you learn something about music?
You mean I should be like Stokowski?
No, Phil. All I ask is when you pick up a piece of paper that has lines across it and little black dots all over it, don't look at your boys and say, there's a spy around here, this stuff is in code. Little as they know, it embarrasses them.
Okay, Jackson, that'll be another one of my resolutions.
Speaking of resolutions, Jack, I've resolved that during 1941 I'm going to find new ways to tell people about Jell-O.
You are, kiddo?
Yes. Instead of telling them about strawberry, raspberry, cherry, orange, lemon, and lime, I'm going to mix them up and say strawberry, lime, raspberry, lemon, orange, cherry, and.
Oh, the and at the end. Gee, they'll never dream it's the old Jell-O show. Anything else, John?
Yes. Remember how I always used to say, look for the big red letters on the box?
Uh-huh.
Well, this year I'm going to say it backwards.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
Box B on, letters read big, D for look.
Well, mouth my shut. John, that's a very novel idea.
Oh, thanks, Jack. I'm awfully glad you like it.
I'll see you get a raise for that. Backwards. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we will have a number by Phil Harris and his orchestra, who will play it not backwards, not forwards, but in their usual manner. They will start in the middle and blast both ways. All right, Phil, let's have it.
Okay. Say, by the way, Jackson, I got my expense account on our New York trip all made out. You want to see it now?
No, Phil, I'll look it over later. What is the total up to?
$3,427.
Give me that. Let me see that expense account.
There you are. I got the whole thing itemized.
That's itemized. Itemized. If you don't mind, I'll look it over. Let's see here. Hotel room, $42 a week. That's reasonable. Meals for 2 weeks, $63. That's very reasonable.
You don't have to read it, Jackson. It's in perfect shape.
I'll just give it a quick glance. Now, let's see.
Hey, Jack, look. There's one item you can't complain about.
Where?
Right there. Laundry for 2 weeks, 37 cents.
Oh, yes. That's not bad. Let's see what else he has here. Bottle opener, 10 cents. Ice, $2.50. Bromo, $135.
What do you want us to play, Jackson?
Wait a minute, Phil. I'm not through yet. Taxi cabs, $11.50. That's okay. Charles Bagby, musical arrangement for orchestra, 37 cents. 37 cents.
That must be the same guy that does his laundry.
Yeah. See, what else is here? IGR, $45. $45? Phil, what's this IGR?
I got robbed.
My goodness, you don't expect me to pay for that. You don't expect me to pay for that, do you?
Oh, what are you beefing about? I never even charged you for bailing out my guitar player.
Oh, well, that's very sweet of you. Now, let's see. Well, here we are again. Bromo, 100. Phil, you and I will talk this whole thing over later. In the meantime, let's have a band number.
Okay.
Look at this next item, Mary. Elevator, $400. What could he want with an elevator? That was There'll Be Some Changes Made, played by Phil Harris and his orchestra, where there will be some changes made. And, Phil, getting back to your New York expense account, it's a ridiculous total, and I'm not paying for all of your hilarity.
Okay, Jackson. But as long as we're on the subject of dough, how about that $50 I won from you from the Rose Bowl game?
That you can take to court. I didn't see the game, Phil, so the bet's off.
I thought you'd squirm out of it.
Well, Jack, I thought you told me you were going to the Rose Bowl game.
I did go, but I didn't stay.
Tell him what happened, Jack.
Mary, Don wouldn't be interested.
Oh, yes, I would. What happened, Mary?
Well, Don, it was like this.
There's a woman for you.
Jack got the tickets and told us to meet him in front of Tunnel 16 at 1:30.
1:30.
Well, anyway, Phil Dennis and I took a cab. But when we got to the bowl, Jack wasn't there yet. So we waited and waited and waited. You should have seen the crowd, Don. There were thousands of...
Programs, names and numbers of all the players. Program, miss.
No, thanks. Come on, fellas, let's go in.
We can't go in. We gotta wait for Jackson.
Yeah, he's got the tickets.
I don't see why he didn't come with us.
Well, you know how romantic Jack is. He's bringing his girlfriend Gladys to the game, and they're driving out alone in the Maxwell.
Say, that little waitress ain't so bad looking when she gets dressed up. I think that Jackson's stuck on her.
You said it.
Yeah, he said it.
Dennis, why don't you go get lost in the crowd?
Don't think I couldn't.
Hey, look, Mary, ain't that Jack and Gladys coming this way?
Oh, yes. Jack would be wearing a beanie. And get a load of that fur coat on Gladys.
Gee, Gladys, I never saw you looking so good. You're sure pretty when you're all dolled up.
Thanks, Speedy.
I mean it.
Get your programs here. Program, mister, 15 cents.
Oh, Speedy, can I have a program?
You're darn right you can. Here's a $50, buddy. Keep the change.
Oh, boy, now I get my toupee out of hock.
Well, here's the game, Gladys. Hiya, fellas. All set for the game?
Yeah, I've been waiting on you, Jackson. Come on.
Say, Gladys, you know Mary and Dennis, don't you?
Sure. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
See, Gladys has a pretty fur. Did you crap it yourself?
You know darn well I gave it to her for Christmas. Oh, pardon me, honey. Do you know Phil Harris?
Do I?
Hiya, Gladys. I'll have a ham on rye.
Now, Phil, cut that out. Not working today. Come on, fellas. Here's our gate. Let's go.
Tickets. Hold your own stubs, please.
Here you are.
Oh, hello, Gladys.
Hello, Eddie. How are you?
Fine. Taking your old man to the game?
I'm not her old man. I'm her fella. Come on, sweetheart. Say, where's Dennis?
I'm stuck in the turnstile.
Now push it a little, for heaven's sake.
Here's Tunnel 16 over this way.
Oh, yeah.
Say, Gladys, are you still working at the Shamrock Cafe? No, I'm at a drive-in now. Speedy thought I ought to be outside where it's healthier.
Darn right. What's the use of being in California and not enjoy the sun? It's great for you.
Yeah, I wish I could get off the night shift.
You will, honey. Well, here's the entrance, kids.
Say, look who's here. Hiya, Gladys. Happy New Year.
Same to you, Lefty.
Lefty. Who's that fresh guy, Gladys?
Lefty Flanagan. Boy, can he drive a truck.
I can imagine.
Hey, look, there's a hot dog stand. Let's eat.
Yeah, you want a hot dog, Gladys?
I'm not hungry right now.
Okay, we'll get him inside.
Better get one now, Gladys. You know Speedy.
That's Speedy. All right, I'll go over and buy the hot dogs. Everybody wait here so you won't get lost. Hey, mister, 5 hot dogs, please.
5 puppies coming up? Oh, hello, stranger.
Why, slap them up! Well, of all people, Slapperman, are you running a hot dog stand now?
Look at my signs, Hetty boy. All the hot dogs you can eat for 10 cents.
That's fine, but how can you make money with an offer like that?
Taste one and you're tasting the answer.
Oh, they're pretty tough weenies, eh?
What suitcase handles they would make?
Well, they still look good to me. Give me 5 of them.
Okay, what kind of mustard do you want?
Mustard? What kind?
Yeah, sure. I got strong, mild, and Chanel number 5.
Oh, mild, I guess. How much do I owe you?
5 hot dogs, 50 cents.
Well, that's fair enough. Here's $1.
Here's a quarter. Thanks for the tip.
You're welcome. So long, Slap.
So long. Get your red hat here. You ain't kept till you dine with Slap.
Well, here you are, kids. Take your hot dog.
Thanks, Jack. Here's my dime.
Keep it. Everything's on me today.
See, I'm thirsty. What are we going to drink with our hot dog?
Here you are, Gladys. Put that back in your pocket. Phil, just for once, why don't you see a football game where 4 teams aren't playing? Now, where's Dennis?
You'll be back in a minute.
Oh. Well, he's got his own ticket. Let's go in. Here's the tunnel.
Gee, it's dark in here.
Huh?
So dark in here.
Yeah.
Say, Speedy, remember the time we went through the Tunnel of Love at Ocean Park?
Oh, Gladys, for heaven's sake. Cut it out.
Oh, I'm sorry I slapped you.
Gladys, it's all over. Forget it. Now, come on.
Stubs, please.
There you are.
Right this way.
Oh, hello, Gladys.
Hello, Nick. Where you been keeping yourself?
Oh, I've been around where you've been.
Come on. Show us our team. Listen, Gladys, you have to talk to every fellow you meet.
Oh, Speedy, you're so jealous.
I'm not jealous.
Here you sit, mister.
Thanks. Say, these seats are all right, aren't they?
Yeah, right on the old 40-yard line.
Say, Jack, who's playing here today?
Two of the finest teams in the country, Stanford and Nebraska.
Then why does your pennant say love thy neighbor on it?
I gotta wave something, don't I? You know, I kind of like Nebraska.
Well, I'm for Stanford. You want to make a little bet, Jackson?
Yeah, I might.
Hey, Gladys, how are you?
Oh, there's Lefty Gordon. Hello, Lefty.
Another lefty. Don't you know anybody that's right-handed?
Well, I used to go with him.
Used to. You're going with me now. I wish you wouldn't talk to everybody.
Hey, Jackson, what about that bet?
Okay, Phil. You've got Stanford, and I've got Nebraska.
Oh, yes, pal. Is this seat second, old pal?
Oh, fine. Yes, a young man has it. He'll be here in just a minute.
Oh, don't mention it, pal. Any friend of yours is a friend of mine.
This would happen to me.
How much so you want to bet, Jackson?
Any amount you say, brother. Just name it.
Okay, $50.
50, eh?
Take another number, Phil.
Oh, no. If he wants to bet $50, it's okay with me.
Quiet. I want to hear the game.
The game hasn't started yet.
No thanks. I never touch it.
How can you talk to a guy like that?
Look, Jack, here comes the Nebraska team.
Oh, yeah. Gee, they're a husky bunch of fellas.
Yeah, listen to that crowd.
Yes, sir. You know, Gladys, I'll bet there are 90,000 people here.
That's terrible. 90,000 people without a home. Oh, my God. 90,000 people.
What are you talking about? They've got homes. They're here for the game.
Oh, no. You're just saying that because I'm your pal.
You're not my pal. I never saw you before in my life.
No thanks. I never touch it.
I don't know why I always run into one of these guys. Ignore him, Gladys.
I am Gladys, old pal.
Don't you dare speak to her. Here, hold my coat, Mary.
He's on the floor already. What do you want?
Well, he can't talk like that.
Hey, look, Jackson, here comes that good old Stanford team out on the field.
Hey, those boys look pretty good, too, don't they, Gladys?
Oh, they're a swell bunch. Hello, fellas.
What?
Well, I'll be darned. She knows the whole team.
Well, that's the last straw. I'm leaving. I'm not even going to stay and see the game.
Oh, Speedy, calm down.
Calm down nothing. And let me tell you something else, Gladys. The next time you go out with me and say hello to every Tom, Dick, and Harry we meet, remember, prove the place.
So there you are, Don. That's exactly what happened at the Rose Bowl game on New Year's Day.
Jack really lost his head, huh?
He sure did.
Okay, I'm a fiery, jealous nature. What can I do? Play, Phil.
Okay, Speedy. Friends, before dessert at dinner tomorrow, why not serve the family a real surprise, something delightfully different, like apple snow jello. A delicious combination of cold, spicy applesauce and crimson raspberry jello. Or try apricot pecan layers, crunchy pecan meats and golden canned apricots molded in shimmering orange jello. These are just two of the many grand treats that you'll find described in the new Calendar of Desserts book. In this big 48-page recipe book, you'll discover 365 suggestions for all kinds of novel and tempting desserts, pastries, puddings, cakes, cookies, and, of course, lots and lots of swell desserts made with delicious jello. And this unique calendar of desserts is just as beautiful as it is useful, too. Full of lovely paintings and handsome photographs in brilliant glowing colors. So be sure to send for your copy right away. Just mail 10 cents, just 10 cents, in coin or stamps to me, Don Wilson, care of General Foods, Battle Creek, Michigan, and this handy day-by-day recipe book will be forwarded to you at once. Don't wait until tomorrow, friends. Send 10 cents for your copy tonight.
We're a little late, so good night, folks.
Now let's drop into the NBC Hall of Fame from 1941 for a little bit of Fred Allen.
And Fred is accompanied by Portland Hoffa, together with the remarkable denizens of Allen's Alley, formerly known as the Mighty Allen Art Players. In the solemnly stated opinion of the editors of Variety, Fred Allen's recent return to the air is just about the most important news of the month in radio, period. If you missed Fred's opening show, you have our sympathy. And to make up for your loss, a condensed version now coming up. To appropriate music, enter Fred Allen.
Thank you. Thank you, and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. And Deems, I want to thank you for a nice, dull welcome. You should have honed my welcome, stropped it a little before I get out. I would have expected something better from the Milton Berle of Carnegie Hall, Deems, after all. Do you realize that I have been away from radio for quite some time?
Well, yes. Where have you been?
Well, I could say I've been hiding, waiting for pistol-packing Mama to blow over. But I haven't. I've been out in Hollywood, Deems.
Well, now, Fred, it didn't take you 6 months to get back from Hollywood, did it?
Have you tried to get a reservation on a train lately?
Yes, but even so, California's only 3,000 miles as the crow flies.
You can't even get a reservation on a crow, Deems.
But why should it be so hard to get tickets on trains to California?
Housing conditions. I'll explain to you. A man is going from New York to California. He gives up his apartment in New York. He gets on a train. When he arrives at Los Angeles, the city is crowded. You see, he can't find an apartment. He can't get a room in a hotel. He gets back on the train and returns to New York. Well, by now, the apartment he did have here has been rented. He can't find a place to live in New York. He gets on the train, and that's why it's impossible to buy a railroad ticket to California today. Deems, thousands of people are living on trains. Thank you very much. A commuter. Thank you very much.
Yes, it must be homey.
It is homey, Deems. I came back from California on the cheap. One little old lady named Levy had been living in an upper berth with her 2 daughters and a rubber plant for 6 months, going and coming from Albuquerque.
Wasn't that a bit crowded?
Well, it was crowded at first, but one of the daughters married a man named Schwartz who was living in the lower berth under them, and the 2 families pooled their space, and now they're all very happy living in a section, Deems. And that's the way it goes.
Mr.
People are just...
Allen!
Well, Portland, even here. You're just in time, Portland. Deems and I are discussing, in sort of a stilted way, the housing shortage.
It's terrible. Some people didn't get any Christmas presents this year.
On account of the housing shortage?
Yes, a lot of families are living in chimneys.
Well, that probably accounts for the flu epidemic, I would Things are... It shows what people will stoop to for money, doesn't it? But things are sure congested.
Mama put a nickel in a sandwich slot at the automat last night.
Yes?
The door flew open.
And?
A midget was sleeping in there.
On white or rye bread? Yes, that shows it's hard to find a place to sleep, Portland. Even midgets are taking slot luck these days. Now, wait a minute. Something may come of that.
My Uncle Phil is sleeping in Central Park.
Well, isn't he cold these nights?
No, he picked up an old Indian blanket.
Well, is your Uncle Phil comfortable under the old Indian blanket?
It's a little crowded. The old Indian is still in there.
The Ild Indian, huh? That fixes that up. The Ild Indian. A new tribe has been developed. The Ild Indian.
You know, I beg your pardon, Fred. I hate to interrupt, but there's a friend of mine in the wings who's very anxious to meet you.
Friend in the wings? Some angel in disguise? Well, bring him in. A friend in the wings. Bring him in, Deems. Any friend of yours, I'm sure, is a stranger to me.
His name is...
Who is this party?
Lawrence Melchior.
Uh-huh.
Come on out, Lawrence.
Gad, Mr. Melchior, this is a pleasure. You know, I always enjoy meeting people who are still in my former profession.
Fred, don't tell me you were singing?
Singer? Why, I was the common Lombardo of my time, Mr. Melchior.
Where did you sing?
Well, I sang my first solo in a church choir.
What happened?
200 people changed their religion. After a short talk with the minister, I gave up choir work and went into opera. For 2 solid seasons, we played The Barber of Seville. Then, bang, Lawrence, the electric razor came in, and The Barber of Seville was through. But enough about little old E-flat me, Mr. Melchior. What about you? You have been in opera many years, I know.
Yes, when I first went into opera, Madame Butterfly was only a caterpillar.
You must have known Boris before he was good enough.
Oh, Fred, I am not here to tell jokes. I came to talk to you.
To talk to me? Well, of course, Mr. Melchior. What's on your mind?
Fred, I have a problem.
You, Lawrence Melchior, the Metropolitan's greatest tenor, you have a problem?
Yes. I want to quit opera and go into radio.
Oh, Lawrence, you're kidding. What's wrong with opera?
Long hair and short dough.
Long hair and short dough, huh?
Yeah, in radio they pay singers big money.
What singers?
Yesterday, I read that some young boy in the radio is making $30,000 a week.
$30,000 a week?
$30,000 a week. And what does he sing? Won't you tell me when? Monday and Tuesday.
Now, look. Look, Mr. Melchior.
Oh, Fred, make me another Sinatra.
You, the great Melchior, want a croon?
Yes.
Oh, the maestro is jesting.
The maestro is hungry.
But, Mr. Melchior, your opera audience is top hat, white tie, and tails. You want to sing for sweatshirts and bobby socks?
$30,000 for...
Now, look, please, Mr. Melchior, think of those phonograph records you make, those beautiful big 12-inch records. You want to give those up to be on the other side of Spike Jones and his City Slickers? Think, Mr. Melchior.
$30,000, and all he sings is war.
No, well, look, no, please. But who will take your place starring at the Metropolitan? Jessel is in Hollywood. Take a baritone's advice, Mr. Melchior. You stick to opera.
I'll try that Sinatra of the hit parade.
But you're not the Sinatra type. You've got to be thin.
Think I'm too robust?
Robust? Why, your tonsils weigh more than Sinatra. Why, when he's on the air, you can't tell whether Sinatra is singing into the microphone or the microphone is giving Sinatra a transfusion. Forget the whole thing.
Oh, please, Fred. Get me on the radio.
But you can't compare radio to opera. Opening night at the Met. Think, the curtain rises. Your glorious voice casts a magic spell over the audience. Men and women throw their hats and mink into the air and cheer. Bravo, Melchior! Beast, Melchior! Bravo, bravo, beast, beast!
Yes, that's true, but $30,000. Won't you tell me when?
Lawrence, look, I think I can make you see the folly of your ways. Will you do me a favor?
Yes?
Sing me an aria. I just want to prove something to you. You sing me one of those adenoid rattlers of yours. Would you sing a song for me?
Yes, I will.
All right.
What about this one here?
While roses reflecting a brightness announce that the day has begun. A light secret rattle creeping through nature whose long night has gone. But you through this beauty are dreaming, and vainly I see here alone.
That's what I mean. That's your racket. You see, that's what you like to do. That's what you do best. You should stick to that type of music.
I know, but his house
Oh,
won't you tell me when we will meet again?
All right. You want to get into radio? I'll show you, Mr. Melchior. If the wrong... if the wrong sponsor signs you, you're apt to end up on a radio show that sounds something like this. We're on the air.
The makers of Pasternak's Pretzels present Life Can Be Melchior. Life Can Be Melchior is brought to you every hour on the hour, every day, 168 times a week, by the makers of Pasternak's Personality Pretzels.
Today, while every other pretzel is made by machine, untouched by human hands, only Pasternak's pretzels are made by hand. Pasternak himself takes a handful of wet dough and steps into a red-hot oven. A few twists, a few turns. When Pasternak is lifted out of that red-hot oven, in his hand he holds a pretzel. No deceit, no trickery, no other pretzel can make this claim. With men who know pretzels best, it's Pasternak, 7 3/8 to 2.
And now, Life Can Be Melchior.
Life Can Be Melchior. The story of one man's struggle to be a failure. Little Larry Melchior was born in a motel in Ohio. Today on that very site there stands a Burma shave sign. The world knew that a great singer had been born when the tiny baby's first words were, Figaro, 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 Figaro. Figaro, Figaro, Figaro. At school, his genius was immediately recognized. The teacher gave little Larry a pitch pipe, a metronome, and a picture of Rudy Valley to inspire him. After graduation, he forged ahead with his music. Day after day, hour after hour, little Larry Melchior practiced.
Figaro, 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 Figaro.
4 years at Curtis Institute of Music, Melchior sang.
Figaro, 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 Figaro.
8 years at the Juilliard School of Music, Melchior carried on.
Figaro, 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 Figaro.
And then came the crucial test. His audition for the Metropolitan Opera Company. Melchior sang, he had forgotten the words. But this did not stop Lawrence Melchior. Oh, no. Back to 10 more years of...
Figaro, 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 Figaro.
And then Lawrence Melchior finally reached his goal. He became a star at the Metropolitan. His golden voice sang... And now he was ready for his crowning achievement, starring on his own radio program. And here is the star of the Pasternak Pretzel program, Lawrence Melchior, bringing you the music he has spent a lifetime to achieve. Maestro, please.
Once rosy splendor was breaking above, from dewy vault a bread of love was shed of a garden where Pasternak pretzels are the best. Pasternak stands its laboratory test. All guaranteed, none is faulty. Pasternak pretzels are super salty. Pasternak pretzels are fine.
And to finish off for this week's program, let's drop in for Lum and Abner at New Year's Day at Abner's from 1945.
And now, let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge. Well, it's New Year's Day in Pine Ridge. The town stores and shops are all closed, and its citizens are in their homes enjoying the holiday. As we look in on the little community now, we find Lum, Grandpappy Spears, and Ulysses S. Quincy in Abner's parlor, waiting for the New Year's dinner to be served. Listen.
1945. Grannies, it don't hardly seem possible that another year's rolled around already. Oh, they go fast, they go fast. When a man gets up to our age, they whiz by like walking by a picket fence.
Yeah, it won't be long now, fellers. Woman says that they'll have the victuals on the table inside of 10 minutes.
Well, good. I might nigh starve half to death. How about you there, Ulysses?
Okay.
10 minutes, did you say, Abner?
Yeah, they said the turkey's taking longer than they figured it would, but they're working just as fast as they can.
I hope it don't take much longer. The longer I sit here and smell all that food cooking, the hungrier I get. Just hope there's plenty of it.
Oh, there is. Well, they'll have everything ready pretty quick now.
Yeah, good.
Can you move over a little bit there and let me sit down on the sofa, Ulysses? Okay. I'm getting tired of running twixt the parlor and the kitchen, finding out how the women folks are coming along.
Oh, yeah.
Doggies, 1945. Don't seem hardly like it's another year rolled around already, does it?
No, it sure don't.
No, sir. Say, Grandpap, if you're done looking at them snapshot photographs of little Pearl there, why don't you hand them to Ulysses?
Yeah, I'm done with them. Here you are, Ulysses. Some of these folks I couldn't make out there who they was.
Yeah, I've saw them, Grandpap.
He saw them, Abner.
Oh, well, let Lum look at them then.
I've saw them, too.
Oh, well, has everybody saw them?
Yeah, we've all saw them.
They're sure interesting, ain't they?
Uh-huh.
It's nice to see photographs of Pearl and her friends. She just sent these pictures to us about a week ago.
Yeah, you told us, Abner.
She sure looks nice in her nurse's outfit, don't she?
Yeah, she sure does. I believe she's growed some, ain't she?
No. Fact is, she ain't as heavy as she was when she left home. And if you want my honest opinions, I think she looks better this way.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But you know Elizabeth, she just can't hardly wait to get Pearl home and fatten her up again.
Yeah, I know Charity's always wanting to fatten somebody up, too. She thinks every girl she sees is too skinny.
Yeah, same with Elizabeth.
Hey, better rush out in the kitchen again, Abner, and see how they're coming out there.
I was just out there, Grandpa.
Well, see if you can't hurry 'em up a little there.
Yeah, well, all right, in a minute. Say, did you see this one photograph here of little Pearl standing twixt them other two nurses?
Yeah, I saw that.
Well, Pearl wrote their names down right there on the picture. One of them's named Peggy, and the other's named Margie. Did you see that, Lum?
Yeah.
See the one here on the left? That's Peggy there.
Yeah, seen that.
Did you see it, Ulysses?
Yeah, I saw it, Abner.
Yeah, I seen it, too. Better get out to the kitchen, Abner, and check.
Well, I know they ain't done yet, Grandpap. Why don't you just sit back and take it easy? You ain't going to starve to death. Just relax, Grandpap. This is New Year's Day. It's a holiday. You're supposed to rest today.
Yeah, you're right, I reckon. Of course, a feller does get hungry while he's resting.
Well,
even if it is New Year's.
Just concentrate on the resting then.
You know, it sure is nice to have a day now and then when you can just sit back and relax.
Oh, yeah.
You don't have to do no work or worry about nothing.
Yeah, I know I always enjoy a holiday.
Of course, Sundays, you can always rest on a Sunday.
Well, yeah, natural. But I believe a holiday's even better for resting, though.
Yeah, on Sundays you go to church and such as that.
Sure.
Of course, you do rest on Sundays, but sort of a regular rest. Holiday is an extra one sewed in, sort of. Don't you agree with that, Ulysses?
Okay.
Yeah, I never had looked at it just that way before, but you're just right about it.
Yeah, well, I feel
right.
the same way. But, you know, it's a peculiar thing. Somehow or other, Elizabeth just don't seem to look forward to holidays much anymore.
She don't?
No. I just don't know what's came over her late years. But no, just this morning, for instance, now, when she climbed out of bed about 5 o'clock to start making the turkey dressing, why, she said something about being glad when the holiday was over.
That is cute,
Yeah.
Reckon what made her say a thing like that?
I don't know. She said something else about it, too, but by that time I'd went back to sleep again, never heard her quite clear.
Well, maybe she just didn't like getting up that early.
Why, it couldn't be that. That ain't about an hour earlier than she generally gets up.
Yeah, now, I'll tell you, I've noticed Charity doing a little grumbling on holidays here late, too.
Yeah, same with my woman, Carrie.
Well, being a bachelor, I wouldn't know about that. But it looks to me like women folks just don't appreciate a day to relax in.
Must not.
Of course, maybe it's just 'cause they don't work every day like us men folks does, and so they don't appreciate a change.
Doggies, I believe you hit it right on the head there, Lom.
Well, being a bachelor, I can stand off and see these things better than you fellers can.
Yeah. I wish I could see 'em better. For instance, now this morning I went downstairs, along about 10 o'clock, I reckon it was, to have Elizabeth fix me some breakfast, and you just ought to saw how she was bustling around that kitchen. She just might nigh knock me down. And I said to her, honey, why don't you take it easy? Just sit down for a few minutes. Read a book or something. You know, she got so mad she might nigh took my head off.
Yes, gratitudes for you.
That's
Here you was,
just what I thought.
thinking for helping her.
Sure. I even offered to get her a book to read. Told her I'd been reading an awful interesting one upstairs in bed that morning. I sure she'd enjoy it. And you know, that just seemed to make her madder.
Oh, they're hard to understand, all right, women folks.
That is no dream, boy.
Well, didn't she give you no explanation for getting so mad?
Well, no. All she could think of to say was, how could she find time to sit down and read a book with all that cooking to do?
Huh. Yeah, I've heard that one, too.
I believe they say that so much they begin to believe it. You know, I don't believe Elizabeth's left that stove since 5 o'clock this morning. You'd think she was married to the thing.
I know exactly what you're talking about, Abner.
The only time she's got away from it is when she slips outdoors to chop some more wood to keep the thing going.
Well, the whole trouble is that women folks just ain't efficient workers. They don't plan things out.
Of course they don't. All you actually have to do with a turkey is just push it in the oven, let it cook itself. Don't have to stand there and watch the thing all day long. It ain't going to get up and run off.
Well, I tell you, I think what it is mostly is that curiosity gets the best of them.
Oh, yeah.
Just plain out-and-out curiosity.
Yeah.
They got to keep opening up that oven door and peeking in there. Got to keep poking it with a fork, punching it.
Yeah. You'd think they'd afraid the thing wasn't dead yet.
They
don't fly away.
They don't cook it. They just worry it to death.
They do that. They sure do, Grandpap. Yeah.
Well, just like I say, they ain't efficient workers.
No.
Now, you take a man and put him out in that kitchen, he'd get the job done in an hour anyway.
Why, sure, less than that.
I know. I get a lot of my own meals over at the place. Don't take me over 15 or 20 minutes.
Yeah, well, of course, now you're just alone, Lom. For a whole batch of people, it ought to take a little longer, I reckon.
Yeah, but it don't take 2 or 3 days longer.
Oh, of course not.
I know Charity started a couple of days ago to cook up some cranberries for this dinner.
Well, of course, it was 3 days ago at Elizabeth. Doggies, wait a minute. There's a good sign, fellers. Dinner must be just about ready, 'cause there's your woman out there in the yard, Ulysses, rounding up the young'uns. Look out the window there.
Yeah, she's doing that. We're practical got our feet under the table right now.
Yeah, at least ways I believe that's what she's doing. Let me get a better look out the window and I'll tell you. Yeah, that's it. That's
Well,
the young'uns.
Good.
Doggies. Has Earl Pomeroy got a new wagon?
Not that I know of.
Well, that looks like a new one sitting over in his yard. Just look over there once. Don't them look like bigger wheels than he had on that old wagon of his? And look at there.
Oh, wait, I know what it is.
Huh?
That's his old wagon, but he's got new wheels for it.
Oh!
Yeah, I heard him over at Caleb's place the other day trying to get some new wheels for it. I reckon he found some.
Well, they look like pretty good ones from here.
Well, wait a minute. Ulysses, it wasn't you that was looking for a set of wagon wheels the other day?
Yeah, I got to get some summers, I reckon.
Well, why don't you try to make a deal with Earl for his old ones? Near as I can recollect, he wasn't in such bad condition.
Say, that's a good idea, Ulysses. You ought to do that.
Yeah. Believe if you worked it right, you could get a good price on them. Act like you ain't actually interested in buying them.
Why, sure, just act like you're willing to take them off his hands for him.
Abner! Oh, Abner!
Don't let him know what you got any use for him yourself, you know.
Abner, your woman's calling you.
Come here, Abner!
Oh, yeah, what is it, honey?
Get the chairs around the table and y'all come on. Dinner's ready.
Oh, well, Elizabeth, can you put the victuals back in the oven and keep them warm for just a few minutes? Well, we got to go over to Earl's place and look at some old wagon wheels. Hey, come on, fellers, let's go over there.
have been listening to the Radio Theater Channel Weekly Download. Check out our continuous stream at www.otrlisten.com. And join us next week for another Radio Theater Channel Weekly Download.